Hi guys, welcome to this channel. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 things I wish I knew before going into post-secondary school. So just to give you guys a background, I graduated 2 years ago and this is all tips based on my experience. Some of these things that I'm going to be mentioning, I wish someone had told me about it. Of course, it doesn't change my university experience. It was wonderful, but if I'd known some of these things, it would have been even better, arguably. Anyways, I'm gonna get right into it. The first thing is taking a gap year after high school does not equal failure. I know some people already know this, but I grew up in a household where you had to do things at the right time. And the right time was after high school. The conversation was, which university are you going to? It's not, do you want to go into university? No, 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 no. There was no choice. And that and then after university was obviously you get married, you know. Anyways, um of my conversation of talking to different people with different backgrounds, I can see the value in waiting a year or two before you go into university. Some people take that time to travel, get to explore their interest, and some people want to work a little bit and save up money before going for university or any post-secondary schooling, which is smart too as well. Of course, you have to be careful with both. Really, you can get to travel while you're in university or post-secondary school. I know I had a friend who took advantage, actually more than one friend, lots of friends who took advantage of schooling abroad, going on an exchange program. So that's really fun. And then you have, like, breaks in between uh, semesters or years to travel or do whatever you want. Also, with working to save up money. If you're anything like me, I tend to be a saver, so letting go of my money is a bit of a fight. So my mom was right, actually. Once I started working, the idea of going back to school, it was just like, I'm earning money and I get compound interest and all that kind of stuff. But I do have to say that, like Dave Ramsey says, because I like Dave Ramsey, guys. um, the best investment you can make is in yourself. So that's very important. Um, and the second point I have here is consider trade school. For those of you who are very handy, or you want to be an application software developer, or you're open to consider careers in, like, being a mechanic or a respiratory therapist or an avionics technician. That I did not know I didn't really know that trade school offered this till I researched this before this video, right? I wasn't very exposed to trade school. Perhaps if I'd known the options available to me from that I could take at a polytechnic school, that's what we call them here, then maybe I would have considered it. Maybe I would have gone with a degree, going into university and all of that. But it's worth checking it out. Open your mind. It is cheaper than regular university to get a diploma a lot of the time, and it's a very, very practical job. You get paid. It's a high paying job too as well. Okay, high paying job. I have a coworker's son who started as a carpenter or something like that, and basically was earning more than me and his mama. So, and he was like 19. So it's worth. So it's worth checking out. Okay, so the third point here is know the market value of your degree. Okay, know the market value of your degree. The worst case scenario is you get a degree that doesn't really get you further than if you had not gotten the degree. Trust me, it's very, very painful. It's like, what was all that 4 years for? I mean, it's great experience, but at the same time, you want to be smart about it too as well, right? So the prevalent case, or the most common case scenario, and what most people are more likely to experience that is on the better side. If you don't find, if you're not the person that finds, you know, that your passion right away, and you know, you get into it and it earns you a lot of money, you could at least acquire very marketable skills while you're in university that you can trade for a good amount of money. That is very important. And that doesn't mean that, you know, you may take a degree in psychology, and usually also knowing the value of the degree also means knowing if you need further education to actually get into that field. Do you need a master's degree? Do you need work experience in, or it's, if you don't have work experience, is that way more like harder to get into that field. But say you get a psychology degree, you don't, and yet most times you maybe need a master's to go further into that field. You could take some option classes in coding, in data analysis, or something like that. Look at the market and try to see what skills um, are valued, what skills employers are willing to pay more for, or just willing to pay for. You don't want to graduate out of university and not know how to use Microsoft Word or Excel, or, you know, just even if your degree doesn't exactly teach you how to use the systems or how to analyze data or how to research or how to code or whatever it is, try to just look into acquiring good skill sets for yourself, especially if you're not in a degree that offers you that. So, and the third thing, or the fourth point, is drop the easy A mentality, and seek to acquire new or complex skill sets. And I cannot stress this enough. Oh my gosh, I was an easy A type person. I would always look at Rate the Professor. You know, how's this professor? Are they easy to? Is it easy to take their courses? You know, to pass their is it easy to pass the courses that they offer, what they teach? And it doesn't help you. It's honestly cheating yourself, because if you look at it realistically in this world, if you were an employer, you had if you had two sets of people, set A people, they have the skill set that they have, you can easily find in 80% of the population. And then you look at set B, their skill set you can easily find in, it's rare, so you can only find in 40% of the population. We all know that resources are scarce. So who would you pay more? You're more likely to pay skill set B people, who their skill set are the skill sets are harder to find in the general population. I feel like I'm referring to prison, gen pop, you know. Anyways, moving on. So you want to challenge yourself. You want to take courses that really add value to you, not something that you know you can pass if you fall asleep in the class, or if you don't show up. Like, you just don't do it. Okay. Yes, I'm kind of sassy. It's part of the charismatic personality. But anyways, fifth thing is, going back to the fourth thing. So if you're in arts, example of this is, if you're in arts, you can learn languages. Brush up on your language skills. You know, part of my degree, I was supposed to be fluent in another language, which, you know, I didn't. I tried. It's hard when you're not immersed in the language, and French was supposed to be second language for me, but je parle un peu. C'est pas bien. You know, not that great. I only speak a little bit. I wish I'd really applied myself in that department, and so yeah, do that. Apply yourself more. If you can do your own coding project, you can come up with entrepreneurial ideas, or research. If you're in science, you can do a research internship, work in a research lab, right? Fifth thing is get work related experiences if you can. That's very important. Especially, again, actually shouldn't say especially, it's very important for everybody as much as possible to get work related experience. It really helps you transition and it puts you one foot ahead of your peers, and that's something that is very valuable. You know, you have that peace of mind when you're applying, and that confidence as well to just know that you just don't know, it's not like you just know the material, but you can apply it, right? If you don't have any industry related experience coming out of university, yes, you have the degree, but you might be facing some barriers in getting in, because someone else might have tons of experience. And so for instance, you can easily get stuck doing customer service related jobs because maybe you worked at a call center, or you worked, you know, customer service related jobs during university through the work and learn programs, which are great. But if you say you graduated with a degree in fine arts, and you've just been doing, you've been working in a coffee shop like most of your time in university, and you don't have, it's not working in the coffee shop that's a problem, or there's no problem in that. It's, do you have work related experience? So make time to get that work related experience so that you're not pigeonholed. And because when you have an experience in a certain field in your resume, it's kind of easier, it gets easier to get into that field and to acquire more experience there. So you don't want to pigeon yourself into just one customer service or daycare if that's not what you're studying, right? So yeah, that's pretty much everything. I'm gonna come up with a part 2 of this, and that's gonna be more experience and relationship geared. This was more related to work and kind of setting yourself up to transition well into the workforce when you do graduate from, or if you do decide to go to a post-secondary. So yeah, I'd love to hear your comments down below. Tell me what you think. Tell me if there's anything you'd like me to talk about, and yeah, or expand on. Or if you have really cool experiences too. Maybe you decided to go to trade school, or you know, your experience in post-secondary, you did all of this and it worked out very well for you, or you didn't. I don't know. But message me, DM me. Yeah. See you later. Bye. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful day. God bless.